Good evening and welcome to Pop Astro Live. Sorry, a couple of minutes late. I hope you don't mind the delay. Good evening. I am Vicky Duncalf, and tonight, well, first of all, I think we need a theme tune because we don't have one, and all the best astronomy and space shows have got some decent music. So I was thinking maybe we could have a theme tune composing competition, and the prize would be to have your theme tune immortalized at the beginning and at the end of Pop Astro Live. So I hope that you are well. Now, you will know, if you've been following the saga of my internet, that for the past, I think, 5 or 6 weeks, we've had really shoddy internet for various reasons. So I've come on holiday. I have literally come on holiday to a beautiful little cafe in Holyhead called The Beach Hut. This is one of my favorite cafes and I love it. I've always wanted to do a live stream from here because that is the Big Breakfast theme tune, my favorite TV show of all time. And I love it in here because it looks like the set of the Big Breakfast. Maybe not that great for an astronomy show, what with loads of cookbooks in the background, but and the Titanic book, but it's got good, hard, strong, hot Wi-Fi. At least I'm assuming it has. Please let me know the quality of this stream. It'd be really good to know that I am reaching you in depixelated HD glory. And as I always say, at this time of night, this is your show as much as it's mine. So please start commenting. Just let me know whether you can see me, first of all. That would boost my confidence immensely. But the chat room is there for you to pester bored astronomers who are sat at home waiting to take your calls. And you can make new friends in the chat room if you want. Oh, hang on. Let's have a look. I got a comment. Oh, great Wi-Fi tonight. Yeah, it was worth hauling all my gear here. I'm very excited to have good, strong, hot Wi-Fi. Yes. So, yes, we are coming from the Beach Hut in Holyhead, and I am excited. Evening, Vicky. Seeing and hearing you loud and clear. If only the sky was as clear as this Wi-Fi, hey? Who's seen a Perseid? Hands up if you've seen a Perseid. Silence from the UK astronomy population. And Kath, hello, lovely to see you. I love you so much. I know you've been through a real rocky time lately, Kath, and this time, just to cap it all, we should be at Solar Sphere this year. I dug out my Mary McIntyre sunspot necklace today. Thought I'd put it on. Hi, Vicky, I can see and hear you. Thank you, Sandra Grace. Thank you very much. So usually at this time of night, I plug the mug, 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 double chin note. But it would just be a bit weird to bring a mug to a coffee shop. So I didn't bring my SPA mug to the coffee shop. You will just have to go onto... Keep looking, Kath. Keep looking, Kath. Keep looking. You will just have to go onto popastro.com, our online shop. And, oh, yes, got a few Perseids on video. I'll post it later. Well done, you, Robin. Our popastro.com shop is loaded with brand new apparel for you to take your pick from. T-shirts, mugs. I'm kind of two-timing the SPA apparel with my own almighty T-shirt, which I have retrieved back from my mother's when I went home last month. Are you ready to see it? This is the time of night where I kind of do my, maybe I'll just switch this banner off and you can see what I've got on here. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? What could it be? Do you remember this? Oh, God, I've got to stand up now. How am I going to do it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Here it is. Look. Yeah. It's the old donut. It's a black hole T-shirt. Maybe if I sit like this, you could see it throughout the whole broadcast. I don't feel myself unless I am wearing some kind of astronomy or space apparel. It just kind of makes me feel so connected to the cosmos. So we have got a cracking show lined up for you this evening. Actually, I think we need to open a window in here. This is getting quite warm. You can probably tell from the sheen on my face that it is summer if you are watching a replay of this video. And consequently, as a result of it being a really sticky August night, we are going to do a summer skies special. So I saw the Milky Way for the first time last week, the first time in months. and months. It was a shock to go out and to see. The last time I saw it, it was kind of like a late spring sky. It was a shock to go out. Here on Anglesey, we've got very dark skies, and to see that Milky Way just careering across the center of the sky, it always reminds me of kind of like a ghostly basket handle. And with Cygnus, the swan, shooting lengthways down the middle, what an absolute treat. So we have got some pretty cool guests for you this evening. So first of all, we are going to go over to Claudia, who I can just see waiting in the room. We're coming to you in about 2 seconds, Claudia. I can see you waving. Let's just check the comments first. Good evening, Vicky and fellow Sky Watchers. Yes. Well done, Robin. Where's she gone? Well done, Robin, says Kath. I have clear patches of sky tonight, so I'll be out later looking for the Perseids. What do you reckon? What do we reckon? We'll have some we'll have some very special ladies apparel by next week, videographer Victoria. I know that's off Paul Sutherland because I was badgering him for a ladies fit t-shirt. Because, you know, like the blokes t-shirts are kind of like, as it says on the website, they've got a tubular body, but as a girl, you kind of want just something a little bit more cinched in. So we're going to have some ladies SPA t-shirts, and this is what happens if you fight for your rights, girls. You get a t-shirt that's going to fit you. Osnat is saying, already wearing my SPA merch. Excellent. We've got Osnat coming on in a little bit. Oh, thanks, Kath. It's been tough, but I'm getting through. I'm so sorry. I wish I was there to give you a big socially distanced hug. Right, we're going to go over to Claudia Antolini now. Hey, Claudia.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good to see you. I'm wondering what you've got on your t-shirt.
Well, who if not four absolutely legendary women who have been out to space? So I have Valentina Tereskova, Sally Wright, Mike Jamison, and Amin Ansari, I think her name is. And these are four among the first women in their own category that have been to space. So as you, I am always hooked on my space stuff. It can wear something spacey. It's just like a second skin, you know, second skin. You always wear it. It makes you feel yourself.
That is so true. Well, thank you for coming on tonight, Dr. Claudia. Osnat is saying, go, Claudia.
Woo.
Excellent. Excellent. You've got cheerleaders. So you first came into my awareness about 2 days ago when I got an email from my local society, Wincham Astronomy Society, saying, please, could you take the time to fill in the amateur astronomy survey? And so I saw the three names at the bottom of it, yours and Claudia's, and who's the third person who's filled it in? Who's
the third author.
Say again, sorry.
Sorry, so it's me, Claudia Antolini, then we have Osnat Katz, who's up later, and the third person is Helen Usher.
Okay, Helen, excellent. And I decided to fill it in, and it was quite an interesting survey, actually. So tell us a little bit more about what it's all about, please.
So essentially, we started looking around ourselves in our experiences in amateur astronomy, and we felt like it looked a bit homogeneous, that there was a bunch of people that was a bit all the same. And we were wondering whether other people had also felt that. We were wondering what other people's experiences were in terms of astronomy, how did they get involved, whether it was by reading a book or maybe watching on the telly. And then we also started asking ourselves, are there any reasons why we don't see many different people getting involved with amateur astronomy, and why could that be? And then we thought, well, we're just going to ask everyone. So that's what we did. We put together a survey that we are now circulating with all the astronomy societies in the UK, and we're also going to get in touch with student societies. And so we're just going to ask anyone, really, why did they get involved and what keeps them involved?
So some of the questions in the survey were about your, what is an example of some of the questions in the survey?
Well, for example, we asked people how they identified, just to get an understanding of what their path in life has been so far. And then there's just a few questions about what is their experience like. So how comfortable do they feel in asking questions in their group? And it can be an online group or it can be a physical group. And essentially, what we want to achieve really is to get as many people as possible as excited about astronomy and space as much as we are, because that's really what this is all about, isn't it? We want to share our love with as many different people as possible. So when people talk about lack of diversity, why are we worried about that? Well, for me personally, I want to get just as many people on board as I possibly can. So by increasing the diversity of a space, or by understanding what are the barriers for different people to getting involved, then hopefully we can get more different people involved. And so everyone can share this fantastic adventure on this blue marble that is Earth.
So yes, I mean, I've just spent the summer writing an information book, an ebook about careers in space for kids who are thinking about getting involved in the sector. And I was just shocked and amazed to learn that only 16% of employees in the space sector and engineering sector are female.
Yes, there's not only that. Different groups face different barriers as well. We are aware that in general, the science sector has various different issues with representation when it comes to different races and ethnicities, when it comes to religion, when it comes to identifying as member of the LGBTQIA+ community, when it comes to disability. So clearly, we won't solve the problem with a survey, of course not, but it's good to talk about it, it's good to be aware. And also we would like to write down some advice for people that want to increase the diversity of their astronomy space on how to do it. Hopefully we will get lots of input from the community. I have to say we have been absolutely amazed at the response. People have been very, very keen to let us know what they think. So we really, really hope that we can learn something about it and be better as a community, because at the end of the day, the point is not about how many people from a certain group you get involved, but it's about sharing what the good things are in what we do.
It's so honourable. Do you know Heidi Tiemann?
I do, in fact.
Yeah, because I know she's big up on getting kind of increasing diversity in the sector. I met her at a conference a year ago, and she's a pretty cool girl, isn't she?
Well, Heidi's amazing, but actually Heidi and myself had a chat about this survey just this week, and she put me in touch with some people. Well, yes, I mean, maybe you and I never have crossed paths before, but I'm aware, let's say, of the crew of people that are trying to make the space sector more diverse. So I had met Heidi before in different occasions, and yeah, so clearly we share that goal of getting people involved, getting people to pursue a career, making people feel accepted, and making them stay in the sector because they want to. You know, these are not things that happen by accident. We have to really put some thought in what inclusion and representation and diversity and equality mean. So all these fancy buzzwords then can become policies, can become promotions, can become hiring strategies, can become ways in which we specifically support education of children at different stages in the school years. So all this talk is not just talk. We really want to envision a different way in which we can think about science and making sure that everyone has their chance of expressing their love for the cosmos.
Claudia, you have just now broadcast details of this survey to a national and almost international audience. So how do people get to find out about it, please?
So if you want to help us and fill in the survey, you can do so by going at the URL tiny.cc/the inclusive telescope. No underscores, no dashes, that's all it is. And if you want to learn more about it and you want to ask us a few questions, you can write us an email at the email address theinclusivetelescope@gmail.com.
That is fantastic. So we're going to post the details of that in the comments of the video.
Oh, and I see someone in the comments saying that they have filled in the survey already. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's Kath. I've seen Kath doing her homework at SPA conventions, and she is sat there with a protractor and a set square and a compass and right at the front of the class, and she's very prompt. Kath. She's a good note taker. She's a good note taker. So have you seen it? Let's talk a little bit more about the summer sky then. Have you seen any Perseids this year?
I have seen a couple. I'm in Italy at the moment, so maybe the cloud cover situation is a bit better than the UK. I do love who doesn't love the Perseids? Everyone loves them. I can enjoy it from where I am. Also, I can spot on a very clear night. I can also spot the Milky Way, which is not a common sight because there's a lot of very light polluted areas. So I always treasure very much the possibility to have a peek at that. I would say my favorite object to look for in the summer sky would be the summer triangle, because it's three bright stars. It's the three brightest stars from three constellations. So the really cool thing is once you can spot it, then you will see Vega, you will see Deneb, and you will see Altair. So you also have sort of prime spot for observing three more constellations. And then because Deneb lies nice and flat on the track of the Milky Way, that's another way to be able to spot that. You just have like to really, really focus, let your eyes get used to the darkness. And then if you're in a good spot, you can also get a peek of the Milky Way.
Thank you so much. Well, I hope you've got nice, clear skies tonight. And in a couple of minutes, we're going to be interviewing Osnat as well.
Oh, and I see another comment. Thank you so much. I see that the society themselves are congratulating us. Well, thank you. That this is a huge honor. Like as you can see, I am still like we are a bit frazzled because we launched this survey hoping to hear what some people thought, and now I think we're almost 300 responses in 2 days. And
wow,
that is a lot. We are absolutely overwhelmed with happiness and that people really want to tell us what they think, which is always great. But in general, that people feel like this matters, that people want to see more diverse faces and want to listen to different experiences. So this is, to me, the thing that really matters the most, that astronomy wants to be better.
You could end up changing the whole face of astronomy with that simple little survey. Fingers crossed.
I want to be so ambitious, and also let's remember that this is a collaborative effort. It's definitely not just me doing all this work, but I feel like this is a step, and I place huge pride in being part of a community. So building things in steps and doing joint work, it's all a team effort. I wouldn't even want to change the face of astronomy myself. It has to be everyone must want to do this. And this is what makes me proud to be a member of the community.
Superb. Okay, well, I shall let you carry on with your weekend, and I wish you a fantastic, clear weekend to see the remainder of the Perseids. Claudia, thank you so much.
Thank you. Excellent. And same to you. Clear sky.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Great stuff there. Oh, gosh, did you see my face kind of went green with jealousy when Claudia said she was in Italy? It's just like, oh, okay. Mind you, it's shaping up. We've had this weird haze over us for the past couple of days, haven't we? This kind of bizarre heat haze. Okay, astronomers, it is now the superstar gold quiz time. I've tried many different formats of quiz on this show, and I'm going to try a slightly different one now. This is just a really simple warm-up quiz because I'm aware that sometimes we do talk quite technical and advanced astronomy, and I think this is one for the newbie astronomers. And actually, to be fair, I'd probably struggle to get this right. No prizes, and if you Google it, you're a loser. So this has got to come from your brain. And the way I'm going to ask the question is just one question. And the very first comment that I see pop up on Facebook, preferably from not somebody who's a very learned astronomer, a beginner to the SPA, see if you can answer this quite simple question. And the first answer that I see pop up will win a theoretical gold star. Okay, so it's a superstar gold star quiz. Name the 3 stars in the summer triangle. Can you do it? Who's going to be first to do it? Claudia, you were brilliant. Yes, lovely. Yeah. Madeline Dunn has filled it in. Oh, thank you, lady with the cat face. I know you're on each week because I recognize a cat. Name 3 stars in the summer triangle. Who can do it? Great work, Claudia. Yay. Paul Money says great. I'm assuming that everybody who I'm asking already knows. So go on. First person to type the answer wins a theoretical gold star. It's quite a valuable theoretical gold star. Oh, here we go. Richard Orangutan Face. I never remember whether it's an orangutan or an orangutan. Thank you, Richard, Vega, Deneb, Altair, the 3 awesome stars in the summer triangle. If you look up tonight and you have clear skies, you cannot miss those bad boys and girls in the sky above you. They form, it's kind of like I'm going to say maybe an equilateral shape. I'm trying to remember my trigonometry from back in the day. Claudia, thank you. Such an honor to be live with you. Thank you. I would doff my little hat to you, but I don't have one to take off. So, great stuff. We are now going to go over to our next guest, who is a lady who I have seen many, many times in print, but never actually spoken to. Don't even know what your voice sounds like, Osnat. So this is going to be a surprise.
Hello. Now you can see me and hear me. Great. Oh! And I have this lovely SPA t-shirt as well. So.
Hi, Osnat. It's so nice to see you at last.
It is so great to meet you in person as well. I love this show.
Shake hands. Oh, it's an elbow bump, isn't it? So there you go.
Yeah, coronavirus.
So whereabouts are you tonight, Osnat?
I am in North London with our very grey and unfortunately very hazy skies, hoping they clear up later so I can see some Perseids.
Have you seen any yet?
No, unfortunately not. It's been really cloudy. Actually, we had thunderstorms, but it's quite a broad meteor shower, so I'm hoping I'll still be able to see some.
So I discovered something really cool a couple of nights ago when we had some massive storms. Let me just get the web address. It's called Lightning Live, I think. Let's have a look. Lightningmaps.org. Have you seen that website?
Yeah, I keep checking it all the time. It's actually like weirdly comforting to watch.
It is really exciting. So if you've not seen Lightning, what did I call it? Sorry, let me just get it for you. Lightning, I'll drop the link into it's lightningmaps.org, and it's like crowdsourced radio. Sorry, let me just grab this. I'll pop this into the comments. There we go. So basically, it's real-time lightning strikes, and you can see where you are in the country and watch all the little storms, the lightning strikes hitting around you. Yeah. And there's like a concentric circle that moves out that is the thunder wave. So I've learned quite a bit about it. It's a network of about 500 radios. They cost €300 if you want one of the radios that triangulate the position. I guess it's like radio hams will have it as an accessory from what I can figure out. And they triangulate the position of the lightning strikes in real time, and it comes up on your computer. So it can't discern between 3 different types of lightning that you get, which is cloud to earth, cloud to cloud, and intracloud. So which is why when you do get a flash near you, you might get like 3 or 4 dots coming up because it kind of just measures the discharges. So personally, I am hooked, and it is great.
It is so relaxing, isn't it? Just like,
do we see whether we've got any storms near us at the minute? Oh, there's nothing over Anglesey. Oh my gosh. There are no storms over the United Kingdom. That is weird. You thought there might have been a few tonight. Maybe they might bubble up later. There's plenty over Brussels by the look of it. We are stormless at the minute, Osnat. What are we going to do about that?
Oh, no. Well, if you have clear skies, it is a really good chance to get out and look up at the summer triangle. But there is so much more you can see in the night sky. It's a great time because it's summer holidays. If you have kids, if you have young people in your family, if you are lucky enough to have very dark skies, go and look straight up. You will see sort of this thing that looks a bit grayish against the black, a little bit weird against the black. And that is the Milky Way, our very own home galaxy. even better, get some binoculars. You can get some really nice cheap 10 by 50s from Lidl. They do the job great. It will just look like a thick carpet of stars up there. It is wonderful. It is magical. Don't miss it.
It's so good, isn't it? It's like a kind of ghostly band across the sky, isn't it?
It is amazing. And if you can, try and see some planets.
Yeah. The planets are looking pretty sexy in the sky at the minute. Who have we got?
They are looking very, very sexy. So absolute superstars that you want to be watching out for are Jupiter and Saturn. And Jupiter, of course, biggest planet in our solar system, very bright. So on a very dark night, you can actually see the glare from Jupiter. It's going to be quite low in the sky at the moment, so do make sure that you have a nice clear horizon. Saturn, little bit fainter, still quite low on the horizon, but still very visible. And as the days pass, those two will get closer and closer to each other because they just really want to be near each other. You know, they're lonely, they're having problems with social distancing, they want to get closer in the sky. Conjunction is on the 21st of December, which is a while away, but until then you can still watch them get closer. If you have binoculars, again, you can see something really cool. You can see the 4 biggest moons of Jupiter. So Jupiter will look like a big dot in the center, and then you've got 2 tiny dots either side, and those are the Galilean moons. And if you stay up a bit late, you can see Mars. Again, it will be quite low in the sky. Sadly, it just looks like a cute little orange potato at the moment. But wait till October, November. November, we have National Space Week. You'll be able to see Mars shining quite brightly in the early evening. It will be absolutely fab.
So what else is going on up there then?
Well, nice cool thing about Saturn, if you get your telescope out, you can even do it with quite a small telescope, you can see its rings, and that is an absolutely magical experience. Totally encourage you to see if you can get your hands on a small telescope, point it at Saturn, because you won't regret it. Sirius is still around. It's quite low in the sky, but it is fab. It looks like a tiny little disco ball popping there, because it's actually 2 stars. And that produces a lovely pattern. So you should definitely look out for that. Try and see if you can look out for some Perseids as well too. And try and look out, particularly from next week onwards, for a thin little crescent moon. And maybe if you're very lucky, some Earth shine on it.
Oh, that's always a pretty thing to say. No, actually, I always thought that Sirius twinkled because it was low in the atmosphere, but it's low in the atmosphere and there are 2 stars, which makes it... It is such a disco ball. It's the shiny disco sequin of the sky, Sirius is.
It is just the cosmic disco ball. It's great. You can have a little party to it. But yeah, it's actually 2 stars. One really big one and one tiny little white dwarf, which is like the burnt out core of a sun-like star. And they sort of dance and twirl around each other. And that's one of the reasons why you get that gorgeous pattern.
Right. Look. My mouth was open, genuinely wide, in surprise that no one had ever told me that before. Go Sirius. I might have a new favorite star.
It is so cool.
It is so cool. So now let's talk a little bit more about your work with the SPA, because I'm used to opening the magazine and seeing a picture of you with your headphones on as the editor, and now you're not. So that's because of commitments, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, I started a PhD, and that's like taken up all my time. Great fun, but takes up all my time. So
PhD in?
I do my PhD actually in space history. So I go around and I talk to loads of people who work in the space industry about what they do and how they got into it to sort of build up a better picture of British space science. And here's the really cool thing. I get to go and look at bits of spacecraft as well. So if anyone remembers Beagle 2, which was going to go to Mars and it was going to play a pop song by Blur and it was going to have this little opening and unfurl and have this lovely paw that went on Mars, I have got to see the flight spare of that, the thing that stayed on Earth while actual Beagle 2 went up to Mars. So that is really, really cool. And I get to look at it and poke around it and touch it. And just generally find out more about it.
I was in Warrington Museum this time last year. I remember it was a very hot day, so it must have been August. And they had it was a showcase of the local space companies, and they had just like these little, they look like plastic biros kind of made out of Teflon, these little strips, and they had actually been on Hubble and come back down, and I got to molest them because I do like to get my hands on stuff as well. I've touched it. Look, you may touch me when we meet. You will touch me and we'll form hands to Hubble.
That is amazing. Yeah, no, this is the best part about working with museums and objects is you get to touch the things that normally you're not allowed to touch, and that just feels just so nice to be like, hey, look, I touch the space equipment and you can't, but I can.
We'll have to see who's touched the best thing. We've got Paul Money coming on in a minute, and I'm sure he's touched some decent space stuff. So tell us about your work with the SPA then.
Cool. All right. So I've done various things with the SPA. So I started coming on. I was actually in my first year of university at the time. It feels so long ago. And I would write little news articles for them, and I would write about weird galaxies and stuff like that. I came on. I wrote a bunch of features. I also did this podcast called Sound of Astronomy with Robin Scagel and Paul Sutherland. That was really, really fun. We just went around talking to like space scientists and space artists about their work, and it is open. So please come on and help us with Sound of Astronomy because it is great fun and you will love it.
Do you still do it?
No, it's kind of on hiatus at the moment. That's the thing. Like I said, all these things are really difficult to balance when you have commitments, but that's why I'm opening it up to anyone because it is a really great project and I want someone to work on it. At the moment, I work with the Young Stargazers section. So that's for 7 to 14-year-olds. So it's quite a wide range, but also a really good range because the younger ones are they're really just getting into space and looking up. And the older ones, it's really important because they might be going into their teenage years and be like, oh no, this is all kid stuff. It's nerds. It's for nerds. It's not cool. And we have to show them that actually space is really cool.
Space is so cool. Space
is the coolest. Literally.
I can't think of many other career sectors that are as cool as space, really. Maybe fashion. But that's not really that exciting, is it? Compared to what we do.
Just fly things into the void. But yeah, so what I do is I write sections for them and think up or implement various cool activities for them, which is quite fun. And I also serve on the SPA Council, which is a fancy way of saying that once every couple of months, we all either gather in a room or nowadays we meet on Zoom because pandemic. And one of the things I love to do is, and one of the reasons I was brought on and one of the reasons I like helping is because I really want astronomy to reach sort of younger people, like people my age and below. And sometimes that can be like quite challenging. So a lot of my role is to sort of advise on that. Lovely comment from Paul out there. Sorry, I can't hear you. I don't know what the condense.
I found the button.
Woo!
It muted itself. I definitely did not press that button right. I'm just going to plug in the main microphone. There is not a week goes by when I don't have some sort of technical drama doing this, honestly. How Naga does this every day for a living? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Excellent. You had a couple of minutes respite from my voice. So, Osnat, thank you so much for coming on. We have got so much in common. I have the feeling we'll probably end up meeting soon. Yeah, I think a great way of spreading the word of the SPA is to share this video, share our posts on social media, get the girls involved at a young age. There are plenty of cool friends to be made as well. The social life in astronomy is fantastic, isn't it, Osnat?
Social life in astronomy is so good. You just get to meet and chill out with so many like-minded people, and you will just have the randomest and most fun conversations. Like there's this really big convention, Astrofest, in the UK every year. It's really, really good if you can get to it, and you'll just walk around and have the most random and awesome conversations with people, and you'll have all sorts of, cool talks. You have everyone plugging their equipment. You'll have some lovely space merch, like these little earrings I got them at Astrofest.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, I think astronomers have quite a harmonious mindset. I think is perhaps the nicest way of putting it. Very chilled out, cool, expansive minds. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Osnat, it's been so lovely to meet you, and to just even hear your voice was a delight.
It is so lovely to properly meet you for the first time, and yes, we will meet again.
Yeah, we will. I wonder where it'll be. It's going to be somewhere awesome, inevitably. See you later, Osnat. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Bye. Bye. I'm missing Osnat already. I think we're going to be good friends. Right. Okay. Before we have Paul Money on, I'm going to drag Howard out of the kitchen. I am broadcasting live from the Beach Hut in Holyhead, which is a great little cafe. Hopefully he'll let me broadcast here for the next couple of weeks until the tourists go home and give me the internet back. You see, what was happening is when I started this broadcast, there were no tourists on the island, and then lockdown ended. Amazing for the tourists to come back, but they've eaten the internet, which has made life very difficult for me, which means hopefully every Friday night I can come here and live stream. But I'm just going to get my kind host out because we live in a really dark sky area, and I'll tell him a little bit about astronomy. And just bear with me. Howard! You ready for your cameo? Oh, yes. It's coming through, yeah? Okay. Bring Lola. Brilliant. Okay, we are going to get Howard, the owner of the cafe, in. No Lola. Howard, this is really weird because I'm doing an astronomy show from a cafe with cookbooks around. Come and sit down. Come and meet the members of the Society for Popular Astronomy.
Hello, everyone.
What have you been doing in there, Howard?
Well, I've just been doing some prep for tomorrow, some coleslaw, some cheese.
Oh, lovely.
Salad mix. Yeah, all those exciting things a cafe owner has to do.
And this is such a great little cafe. And the reason why I've dragged you on, even though you know naught about space...
Or some people say I'm normally in outer space.
It's because Anglesey is such a great island for dark sky tourism.
Oh, it's absolutely superb. I mean, you think of the coastline, we've got all these sort of little coves, which a lot of them are very, very secluded. And as a yachtsman, so I certainly know, having anchored in...
Can you not navigate by the stars, Howard?
No, it is one thing I need to learn how to do now. I need my GPS to be able to do anything like that. But yes, astro navigation is something I'd love to learn.
Oh, there you go.
Perhaps you can teach me, Vicky.
I know where the pole star is, and that is it.
Yeah, that's a starting point. Yeah, I think I'll stick to my GPS for the moment.
Oh, excellent. So thank you so much for letting me use the cafe. You've saved my life.
It's a pleasure.
Because I was going to take a break from doing this show, and the astronomers were gutted. They actually asked me to come back on. So
well, there we are then, you see. Yeah.
So thank you for the Wi-Fi.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the Wi-Fi and the best breakfast in Holyhead. So thank you.
Yeah. I'm not a stargazer,
but thank you, Howard. Yeah, okay, here we go. We're going to have Paul Money on in a minute. Howard, you're a star for helping Vicky out. I know. And it's such a great little cafe. I know we keep showing you, but look at that. Isn't that lovely? And the food is even better than it looks in here. Excellent. Okay, we're now going to go over to Paul Money. Paul, you've got... Oh, here's Devlin as well. I like having dogs here. Come on, Dev. Say hello to the astronomers. He's some kind of Egyptian hunting dog or something. He's not a common breed here in the UK. We're going to go over to Paul Money in 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, my darling.
Oh, Paul.
How are you?
Oh, you know how much I love you, don't you?
Oh, it's been ages since we've seen each other. It must be Solar Sphere the other year.
That was 2 years ago, Paul. That was too long ago.
I know it is, but never mind. We're here now.
Yay, we're here. How have you been keeping throughout lockdown?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. It's I would say it's been a bit quiet because obviously I do a lot of talks, and I haven't been able to get out to do any of the talks. But I'm now getting into this Zoom thing and MS Teams, and somebody's dragged me on to something. Oh, this show. Oh, hello.
Yeah, you've got legions of adoring fans here. You've got Kath saying hello. Lovely
Hello,
to see you.
And balls up as well.
Excellent. Oh yes, so this is my little Friday night show. It's my way of keeping sane. It is undoubtedly the highlight of my week completely. I get to do my two favorite things: video and astronomy.
I should think so as well.
My absolute
a match made in heaven.
The match made in the heavens, yeah.
A match made in Anglesey.
Oh, have you been to Anglesey? I know I plug it a lot, but I've got to talk about what's on my doorstep.
Only once. And that was when we went off to Ireland.
This is the thing you see now. Can you see these railings over here? That is the entrance to the port.
Oh, right. Oh, well, I've been past there then.
Yeah,
and now, long time ago.
That is what a lot of people see of Anglesey. They see Holyhead and they go into the port, and that is it. And yet 95% of the coastline is an area of outstanding natural beauty. If only some of that traffic that was heading off to Ireland came and did some journeying around the island, and I think to discover, I mean, you've seen my Facebook pictures, how beautiful it is here, haven't you?
Yes. I just noticed what Kath put. We can always rely on Paul for the jokes.
Have you been telling jokes? I didn't notice any.
I didn't know. But never mind. Things are always looking up, aren't they? Oh, of course, it's astronomy.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Yes, that's it.
Do get worse.
Oh, Paul. So tell us then a little bit more about what's going on in the summer sky at the minute then.
Do you want me to share my screen? Shall we have Stellarium up or not?
Yeah, we can. I'm just going to go and shut the door because stuff is sizzling in the kitchen.
Oh, sounds good. Can you bring me some?
Oh, honest to God, I video blogged the breakfast from here the other day. I couldn't move for a month. Right, just let me go and close the door.
All right.
And then, because it's sizzling.
Normal service will be resumed in a few minutes, people, sort of thing. When Vicky comes back from, I bet she's going to snaffle something to eat, I wouldn't be surprised. Can you hear her? Howard's sorting her out already. So.
Thank you. You can be my understudy, Paul. You can be my understudy.
Saying now you were probably going to fetch something to eat, really.
John is saying hello from the Highley Community Observatory. Hello, John. I've been to Highley, haven't I? It's been so long. I came here one night and we saw, I think we might have seen Uranus, which is pretty cool. It's
yes.
a little community
I'm steering clear of the joke.
Sure, there's only one way to. I'm sorry, there's only one way to pronounce it to avoid hilarity. Why would you pronounce it the wrong way?
Well, many years ago, the story I remember, and Paul Sutherland might back me up on this, was when the media realised when the Voyager space probe was approaching Uranus, suddenly everybody went posh. Even Sir Patrick. Hello, indeed. And now we're going to talk about Uranus. And suddenly, because the media had to say this word, so suddenly it's panic stations. We can't say that, really. But I say it. Well, it's Uranus and tough.
Excellent. So, Paul, then, yes, you're going to share your screen, aren't you? Okay.
Button. I'm all right to carry on then.
Let's see what happens, because sometimes it's flaky, like pastry.
We're going 3, 2, 1, and then it comes up with a thing saying don't share screen. So it's now telling me to select which screen.
Oh yeah, are you doing it on PowerPoint? Yeah, go to the one that says app or Chrome tab.
It says
Chrome tab.
Allow. Here we are. How's that? Can you see that?
It's coming now. Okay, I think we're going to disappear.
We've disappeared, but there we are.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so here's the night sky. And this is tonight. This is 10 o'clock tonight. So, what we get is the summer sky. And as Osnat was saying, here we are, Saturn and Jupiter down in the south. Amongst the southern sky, we've got the brilliant Milky Way, that Milky Band you were talking about, going up from the south. It's perfectly placed at the moment. But, of course, you really do need a good horizon to get it right down to the bottom. But, so you can see the Milky Way sort of thing. So I'm hoping I've still got you, Vicky. I can't hear Vicky at all. So shall I stop sharing the screen?
No.
Could you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, very good.
He's got the food blender on, so I've muted myself.
Oh, that's right. thought, hello, we've lost the internet already, sort of thing.
No, keep going, Paul. I'll put you on full screen and mute myself, okay?
Yeah, okie dokie. And just shout when you want me to shut up. That's usually the case. So, yeah, here we go. We can actually see the actual picture of the... I can't touch my screen for some reason now because I swapped to find out what happened to you. So, here we are. See what happens. Permissions. It's telling me to connect. We seem to have lost the screen share there, Vicky, but never mind.
Oh, try again, Paul.
Right. I can't seem to select my screen now for some reason.
Let me just remove it.
Right.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, hang on.
Well, we can just chat about it, can't we?
What about that? It's there now.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that on the screen. I can't see the full screen, but I can't operate the actual program. So how's that? Now can you see it?
Yeah, it's working. Whoa!
Hey, right, we're back. You know. So Back to the Future. Oh, sorry, is it Back to the Past or whatever? So yeah, here we are. Then we've got the Milky Way running up, and as you were saying with Osnat, and in fact Claudia mentioned it as well. One of the brilliant things for the summer sky is the summer triangle. Now with Stellarium, you can actually show it. So here we are. There's the summer triangle coming up there with Deneb, Vega, and Altair. I'm glad to see people got it right. So there we are. And it's interesting that the three brightest stars, Vega and Deneb and Altair, Vega and Deneb are actually relatively close by, somewhere about 17 to 20 light years away. But Deneb is several thousand light years away. So it has to be really bright, doesn't it, to be that bright in the night sky and so dominate. But of course, we've also got the summer cross. Here we are. So there, the northern cross here with Cygnus itself. So there's Cygnus. So the summer sky is really well on display. We've got Vulpecula there. Now, come on, how do you get a fox out of that? I mean, come on, it's a line. You know, you can't make a fox. They haven't even bothered trying to join up with any of the dots. But it makes you, at least Sagittarius, the arrow, does look a bit like an arrow. And I had to say Delphinus, the dolphin. I think that looks like a dolphin jumping up out of the water itself. So we've got Aquila the eagle down here. We're heading down towards Scutum, sort of thing, another summer constellation. Ophiuchus doesn't get a lot of mention. It's quite big and sprawling, and it's slightly off from the Milky Way, so you don't see as many stars in it. But you've got Serpens split, the serpent either side of it. It's basically because, in actual fact, Ophiuchus is holding it. And in fact, if we bring up the artwork, here we are, I can see the artwork there. It's, a lot of people think it had been torn in half, but in actual fact it's not. He's just wrapped around him. So whether he's a serpent bearer, as they call it, sort of thing, he's enticing somebody and showing his serpent skills, I have no idea. But here we are, we've got Scutum, the shield, and then as you say, we get down to the other summer constellations of Scorpius and Sagittarius. And at the moment, it's in Sagittarius, we find Jupiter and Saturn. Very well placed, ideal. Well, it's very well placed, perhaps, for everybody with a nice clear horizon. But my southern horizon has lots of trees with a small gap. And the one gap where my own bush has grown up. And unfortunately, I've discovered a massive wasp nest. And I am not cutting the top of that bush, getting anywhere near that wasp nest. So it'll have to stay. So my views of Saturn and Jupiter are a little bit limited. But as we go up the actual Milky Way, you can see here we've got Lyra here with Vega. You mentioned sort of like the summer triangle, so Vega. I always think it's quite a nice small constellation, but you can see it extremely well with Vega at the top there. If you want a really nice challenge, of course, zoom in to Epsilon, the double, absolutely superb double star, which each is double again. So hey, I used to work at Marks and Spencer's. Oh, are we allowed to say things like that? But the point is, you know, you get 2 for the price of 1 when you go to the double, or actually it's 4 for the price of 2, sort of thing. So an even better bargain, you know. So you can tell I used to work on the tills. I used to love it. I used to got lots of people saying, "Are you the astronomer?" So they said, "Yes." And the other question is, "What are you doing here then?" Well, it's called working and living, making a living. But I owe a lot to that company. You know, I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't.
You owe a lot to them, like a nice pension.
Well, yes, that is coming up. Unfortunately, I'm at that age nearly. But but the fun thing was, I mean, it was because of going to work for them that I ended up in Boston, and I saw the sign for the local astronomical society. So I joined it, and the rest is history. So
wow.
if you want to go back in time and sort of like, you know, get rid of me, then that's what you want to do. You want to go back to Boston in the late 1979 sort of thing and stop me getting the job at Marks and Spencer's. I'm sure you wouldn't want to do that, would you, Vicky?
It's going to make a really duff sequel to Back to the Future, Paul.
It would. It would. Mind you, if you ever saw my hair then, it was extremely long, sort of thing. Very bright ginger hair sort of thing. And beneath hair, coma berenices sort of thing, you know. That's what it should have been like. But,
so John Anderson says, bring up Alberio. Even I know which that one is.
yeah, let's bring it up. So there we are, and we'll zoom into it, of course, as well. There we are, and we'll zoom in even more. It is a superb double star, isn't it? It has to be
the two colours.
Yeah, you can't show the colours with Stellarium. I don't know why. I would have thought this would have been the ideal one, but you know, but they are gorgeous because the primary is a sort of golden colour and the secondary is a sky blue colour as well. But they are absolutely gorgeous. It's got to be the showpiece in the night sky, I'd say, for double stars. I always say to people when they say there's nothing to see in the summer sky, especially when it's light nights, well, there's loads of double stars. They're not affected by the light skies. So, you know, and of course, if you're in this region itself, you've got to come down here to Sagittarius, between Sagittarius and Vulpecula. Let's bring up the deep sky objects, because obviously there's one, the Dumbbell Nebula. Well, we've got to go to that sort of thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I've not got images on, so this is where I bring in the images. There we are, sort of thing. It is absolutely stunning. It's just a shame you don't quite see it in that detail with the actual telescope, with the eye. But I think you've used either a Stellarium or a Stellina or the Unistellar. I think was it the Unistellar, Vicky, you used?
Oh, I think I'm a Stellarium girl myself, Paul.
All right, because the telescope, because I think you had one for checking it out, and some modern technology you can use now to catch that. Because I've reviewed the Unistellar, the EV scope, and it's a small telescope, 4.5 inch, but it gives color images. It stacks them live in the eyepiece, and you look in. So you look into the eyepiece instead of again a grayscale view, you actually get color. So it's quite it's very expensive, but you know,
it's amazing.
Yeah, so it's amazing what you can do. But there's loads in the summer sky, mainly because as we move out, what we've got is loads and loads of objects along the Milky Way. And these are objects within our own galaxy, nebulae, planetary nebulae, star clusters, dark clouds. You've got the rift here, sort of the great rift through Cygnus down into our Aquila. So, you know, you've got lots and lots of objects to look for. You can actually, if you've got really good skies, might make out the Pipe Nebula, a dark nebula in towards the galactic center. I always think it looks like it's pointing towards Antares in Scorpius. So there's a heck of a lot we can actually see in the summer sky, and it's getting better, of course. It stays with us for the next few months, getting easier in the early evening sky.
Oh, okay. So feedback. Let me just turn my stomach down. Paul, now, you know the way they've been taking down controversial statues?
I lost that. Something about statues.
Do you know the way they've been taking down controversial statues?
Yes.
Now, I've only just learned today that there is some kind of saucy controversy to do with Cygnus, and I had no idea about this. Now, you asked whether it was about near the watershed. It's 4 minutes away from the watershed. So I'm wondering, if it's too bad, are we going to have to take Cygnus down out of the sky like one of those statues? Because Zeus, was he that naughty? Tell me about it.
Very, very naughty. Well, Zeus, of course, it's the Greek mythology, and he was the king of the Olympians. And the thing was, he did have a habit of, let's say, visiting the ladies on Earth. I think I remember Dr. Alan Chapman putting it something like that. He visited the ladies on Earth. In an interesting way, and I believe it was a Spartan queen leader. I'm happy to be wrong on this, and you know, and she ended up having 2 sets of twins, and one of the sets sort of thing is actually about Gemini, the twins, Castor and Pollux. Helen is one of the others, and I can't remember the fourth name, but Castor was actually he was mortal, and if I remember, Pollux was immortal. So there was 2 sets. One set was actually immortal. One set was actually mortal. So yes, he was. And the reason why it's a swan was that he disguised himself as a swan, and then he commemorated the event by putting the swan up in the sky. So I think we've managed to do that in the watershed, haven't we?
Well, Where's the controversy in that? Was I missing something?
He's naughty. He did have a wife.
Oh, I see. That
he-
kind of
he was-
naughty. I was
he-
expecting
that kind of naughty. Yes. So he was already, well, he was the king of the gods, sort of, and he already had his wife, sort of thing. So yes, it was rather a naughty act, sort of thing, to come down to the earth and play with the ladies, shall we say?
I see now. Yeah, I think Cygnus can stay up there. It was nowhere near as scandalous as I was expecting it to be.
No, but it depends on your viewpoint, I suppose.
I suppose it should, doesn't it? A good boy like you, Paul.
I'm a good boy. I would never consider anything like that.
Can I just say, actually, Paul, I should have got it for this year and I didn't, but your beautiful Night Scenes fold-out book is an absolute treasure. The amount of work that must go into that must be phenomenal.
There is a lot. I mean, I remember many years at Astrofest, many years ago, somebody came up to look at it, browsed through it, walked away, and as they walked away, they said, "I could knock that up in 5 minutes." Now that was the early version of Night Scenes, but even so, it took several months to put it all together. And the important thing is to make sure the information is accurate, because there's nothing worse. And one year, I actually got one of the phases of the moon wrong, and you would not believe the hassle I got from it. But we're all human, aren't we?
Oh, Paul, yeah, you must feel like you've had an arm cut off, not being able to get out and do your talks.
I am, sort of thing. Shall I stop sharing the screen? There we are. So I can see you then. Hello, sort of thing, But so I mean, I started off. I never thought I'd give talks. I mean, I was always the shy one.
Yeah. Well, that's not. I didn't think you were shy when I first saw you do your Voyager talk, and you just brought the place to a standstill at Solar Sphere.
Well, it was one of those things that I always like to think of it that as an individual at home, I'm a nice, quiet, shy person. But when I'm out giving my talks, I'm the astronomer. I'm the madman. I mean, the astronaut. I mean, the nutter.
I've only got one setting, and that is this. Much to my boyfriend's dismay, first thing in the morning when I wake up, and I just switch on instantly.
Oh dear! But I wouldn't have you any other way.
Oh, Paul, it's been so nice to see you. You're going to have to come on these more often, because there's going to be a point soon where guests start getting recycled, and I'll make sure you're at the front of the recycling queue.
Yeah, recycled. I like that sort of thing. I ought to be recycled.
Kath saying shy, Paul.
Yeah, I can imagine, Kath.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's come to 9 o'clock now, which means that it's I've had enough, basically. I've had an hour. I don't know how Naga Munchetti does this for 2 hours a day, or however long she's on for, repeatedly, because this blows my brain after an hour of doing it. Hopefully we might get some astronomy tonight. What's the moon doing tonight, Paul?
It's out the way. It was past last quarter. In fact, I've got a calendar up here that tells me, and we're at new on the 19th. So, we've got a bit of time, because now it's out into the morning sky. We've got the evenings getting darker, and that's going to be great, isn't it? As long as we have clear sky, we've got to have the clear sky. I mean, I've had no Perseids whatsoever. I was very jealous of Claudia. I think she said she saw something. She saw one that, and I don't know whether Osnat, she mentioned something about them, didn't she? But I've had absolutely nothing. It's been terrible. We have a thing called sea fret come off the North Sea, and it covers Lincolnshire and Norfolk, and it's just been awful the last few nights. So, but I have been observing for a long time, so I have seen a few displays in my time, Vicky.
Okay, I've got Paul Sutherland is in transport back that a couple of months ago. I did a quiz called Crater or Potato. There's 4,000 types of spud and 3 trillion craters on the moon, right? So I'm going to test you on one. This will be our curtain call. Okay, Kennebec, is it a crater or is it a potato? Kennebec.
I would suspect a crater myself.
Well, it's a potato. So there you go.
They are, Well, as I'm not a lunar observer, I think you should be able to forgive me for that.
Oh, yes. I think I just about can. Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure to see you.
Yeah, thank you. And you as well. Yes.
Now.
I'm worried about the Titanic in the background.
Is it going down?
Yeah. It's a bit like me.
Well, we can take your pick from a number of lovely cookery books here. Excellent, Paul. It's been such a pleasure, and hopefully I can be back in the beach hut next week. Okay, Paul, I'll catch you later.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye. Oh, I'm all on my own again. I switch this thing off and I just go back to normal life, and it's like takes the life out of me. So please like, tag, share this video. Do consider becoming a member of the SPA, especially if you are from a diverse or female background, because astronomy is for everybody, and we really need to and want to bolster the amount of diversity in the sector, mainly because it's just such a wonderful way to explore the cosmos and, of course, to boost your mental health as well. So feel free to buy a subscription to the SPA for a loved one and get them involved in astronomy. Like, tag, share this video. Thank you to everybody who's been on this evening, and thank you to everybody who's contributed in the chat room. It's been great fun. I absolutely love doing this, and hopefully I'll be allowed to come back here next week. Lots of love to you all. Thank you very much. Good night and clear skies. Please, God, let these astronomers before me see at least one Perseid tonight. Go out and look. Or one more comment. Thanks, Vicky and guests. Oh, thank you very much. See you later.